SG3000 back in the place to be, and welcome back to Skyforge. Yes, we've covered this title quite a few times on this channel, but this time it's a little bit different. This time they have released their Ascension update, and this has dramatically changed the way that Skyforge works. So if you played Skyforge in the past, or if you're like me and you kind of played Skyforge but it didn't really grab you, this is an update that I think you should take a look at. Now, My.com has been updating Skyforge like crazy. Every single time I look at their website or at a MMO website, there's like a Skyforge update. But this one's a little bit different because it changes the way that your abilities work, your talents work. It changes the way passives work. It changes the way that you go about the game in the campaign mode. Everything has dramatically changed. And like I said, I think it's for the better. I've really enjoyed myself. I've had more fun in Skyforge after this update than I've ever had in Skyforge before. Let's just jump right in, and I'll kind of show you a couple of different things. Keep in mind, like I said, I'm a noob. Even though I've played Skyforge ever since it was in like early beta, I don't really know a lot about the late game, so I'm not really going to speak on that too much, but I'll kind of give you a cursory glance at what I've seen that's changed. So this is like your new passive skill screen. Now, I'll kind of cover this in a later video, but you don't have like that statue where you get worshipers and things like that. You basically use these little this screen right here to kind of update and get different passive bonuses for your character. So that's about as far as I know what this screen is so far. And like I said, as I get more acclimated to the game, I'll make some follow-up videos to kind of explain what else is different about that. So this is the new campaign screen, and I really like this way more than that. Because in the past, there was this big world globe where you would have all these missions kind of all over the place with no rhyme or reason. I like this a little bit better. It's streamlined. It's really easy to articulate what you need to do. Like, bam, I need to change this red thing to this thing. Really straightforward, really easy to understand, and I like it so much more than the old screen. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And basically, before we jump into this instance, as you can see, you just kind of keep moving along, defeating these missions and basically making them change to your little Skyforge icon there. And then you'll probably, like I said, I haven't gotten this far just yet, but you'll probably get to a point where one of these missions is really hard and you'll need to grind up some of the earlier missions to get gear and to upgrade your character a little bit before you can move on. So that's basically that. Now, I don't know what this turns into later on. Once you get to this final thing, what do you do after that? I guess you just keep grinding. I'm not really sure. But like I said, this is just kind of an early look from a player who used to play the game, who's just coming back. So let's jump into this little instance here so we can kind of look at Skyforge once again. One thing I really have always liked about Skyforge is the setting. Now, if I wanted to, if I had the ability to make my own MMO, it would be a setting just like this. Like a mix between fantasy and futuristic. Like, that's my dream setting. Like, I still want swords and axes and bows and stuff, but I want it to have like a futuristic flair. So that about Skyforge is really awesome. I really, really dig the setting here. So we're gonna go ahead and, what do you got there, buddy? Anything? Nothing? So I'm playing a Berserker, which is a class I did not have unlocked before. So one thing I'll kind of show you here in a second, after I just grind this guy up. What up? Very, very satisfying. One thing that's changed, that whole Atlas screen is gone. It no longer exists. So I know a lot of people that are probably diehard Skyforge fans are like, oh, they're dumbing down the game. Maybe. I don't know. I don't miss it. So before, there was this one point when I used to play Skyforge, I unlocked the kinetic class. I didn't like it, and then I looked at, okay, you know what, let me try to unlock Archer or something like that. And it was so far away, it would have taken me like weeks to get to one point to another to try a new class. And yes, there was like a training simulation mode, but you really didn't get a feel for the class until you actually played it in the real world. And it was very daunting to have to unlock all these different classes in the way that they had before. I don't know what the new way is, but I will say that I had all these classes unlocked. I did not have these classes unlocked before. So Archer, Berserker, Chiromancer I did, Paladin and Lightbender I did, Monk I didn't have unlocked, Slayer I didn't have unlocked. So that has definitely changed as well. Also, your equipment is on your character. So this jewelry and these gems of power are on this character, no matter what class you change to. All this stuff right here is static. The only thing that changes for your class is your weapon. So that is a big change as well. Before, every single class you had a different gear set. Not anymore. You just have one basic gear set, and the only thing that you change with your class is your weapon. I need to open up some of these real quick. Let's open up some of those slots. So that's basically that. So as far as your abilities and how you unlock them, I'll show you a little bit later in the video. But basically, to kind of dumb it down to its simplest terms, the way you unlock more abilities for your class is just by playing that class and doing quests with that class. For the easiest way I can explain that. So that's that. Let's go back in here. Go back into the mission world. Got some more people to kill. Love that. Death from above. Now, I still have some of my... There's still some issues with Skyforge that I still not sure why this game is like, I don't know how many years old it is, but there's still some issues with some of the sound effects and some of the abilities that just kind of lack impact. They just don't feel very powerful. Like, for example, I'll kind of give you... Let's go fight someone here. Like, it just feels like my character's abilities don't always sync up with sound effects. So let's get these Templars here. Looking for a key. All right, let's go fight these guys. So my basic attacks, I feel like they're pretty decent. All that seems pretty cool. My spin to win. Feels a little limp, but this move right here, there's barely any sound effect for it. Like, it just seems like it's just missing something. And this is not the only ability that's like that. I remember my kinetic had abilities like that. My light bender just had abilities that just didn't seem to be finished or to have a sound effect associated with them. So that's kind of disappointing that that's still in here. Let's see if I can do it again. Also have this little pet that follows me around that electrocutes randomly. So that's actually pretty awesome. Another big thing in this game is what's the best? Environmental weapons is the best way to describe that. So while you're playing the game, you will find items on the ground that you can throw at enemies, and they do really, really good damage. So when I first heard about, oh, they have all these environmental weapons in the game, big deal. And, you know, we've played WoW before. Every now and then you'll pick up a weapon from, you know, a mob that you can use. But no. It's actually pretty legit. A lot of the weapons are extremely powerful and extremely fun to use. So the whole environmental weapons and picking up weapons off of your dead enemies, it sounded like a kind of a generic gimmick, but it's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll be able to see one of these. If not, I'll make some follow-up videos to kind of show that off as well. All right, so I'm still looking for a key here. There it is. Use the key to open the gates. And of course, if you don't know, there are combos in this game. So for example, I'm doing left click. Oh. Of course, there's left click. Oh my god, if you guys don't stop stunning me. Let's try that again. Death from above, spin to win. Oh, here's a whip. I'll show you this one of my favorite ones. All right, so this is a whip. Once again, I think a whip should be an MMO by now. Like, this is like one of the rare weapons that you have not seen in an MMO since EverQuest 1. EverQuest 1 is the last MMO that I know about that had whips in it. But look at this thing. This is man, this is awesome. Like a whip like from Ivy from Soul Calibur, or just like a straight up Indiana Jones whip. We need that in an MMO. We gotta have it. But as you can see, if you look at my health bar, I have 186 durability left in my whip. So I can't use it forever, but it is a thing that you'll want to do. You'll want to pick these things up and use them because they're very powerful. And they're fun to use as well. And there's good animations for it. Some of the weapons are, like there's this gun. The way you pick it up is so cool. And I'll have to just show you guys later. But the way you pick it up is awesome. What is this? Little shield? All right, I'm done. All right, sorry. There you go. And then I'll get this little icon on my screen letting me know that it's almost dead. And then I just throw it at the enemy. So pretty awesome. So left click is this ability right here. I can do left click, right click, which is like this little dash. I can do, oh, hey, my weapon, dude, what the? I can do left click, right click, which is that one right there. And of course I can dash from left to right. Then I have my hotkey abilities as well. So I have that. I have this death from above that I showed you before. Spin to win. And then, of course, the more I play, the more abilities I unlock. And it also seems as if, and I can't remember, but I thought before I had way more abilities on my skill bar. It seems right now I can only have left click, right click, and then 5 abilities, so that's definitely changed as well. So let's talk about that for a second. Let's pick up this bomb. Where's my, dude, if you don't quit throwing my weapon, I forgot what raid in EverQuest, or not EverQuest, WoW was like that, where you'd have to go and pick up your weapon. No, that was WildStar, not WoW. Where your weapon would be knocked out of your hand and you had to go pick it up. That was actually pretty cool. Alright, but let's talk about updates of this nature. So the Ascension update dramatically changes the game. Now, there are only 2 reasons. Well, hold on, let's talk about this for a second. So Skyforge itself is not a runaway hit. It's not a massively popular MMO. It's, you know, by no means dying, but it's not a top 10 MMO. Like, this is not one of the most popular MMOs on the market by a long shot. So the developers, when you're in a situation where your MMO is not really growing, it's not really dying, it's kind of stagnant, you have a decision to make. You have 2 choices that you can actually make in a situation like that. So your first choice is to say, okay, you know what, let's just cater to the players that we have right now. Let's not make any changes. Let's just double down. Let's just keep doing what we're doing, but try to do it better. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is to say, okay, well, whatever we're doing doesn't have mass appeal. It doesn't have it. People aren't playing our game. So what we're doing right now is not massively popular. So maybe we go back to the drawing board and change it dramatically. So those are your 2 options. Double down, keep doing what you're doing, or completely change the game and try to capture that audience that didn't like your game to begin with. So you run a lot of risks there. So you can dramatically change the game, not get any new players, and then annoy all of the players that are actually playing your game and supporting you. It's very risky maneuver. But it looks like My.com says, you know what? We are going to try to dramatically change the game here. And see, look at that. I love the way she picks up her weapon. This is a 2-hander right here. I can just bounce on people. Look at this. So Skyforge said, you know what? We're gonna redo it. And this is what the Ascension update is. And I gotta say, man, I know there are a lot of die-hard Skyforge fans out there that are not happy with this update. They feel that it dumbs down a lot of things. But it has me playing Skyforge longer than I've ever played it since it first came out. And you know, when a MMO first comes out, people play games longer than anyway, just because they want to see what it's all about. But after the initial like honeymoon phase of the game coming out, this is the longest I've ever played Skyforge, and I'm having a ton of fun, and I want to keep playing the game. Straight up. I want to kind of keep covering it. I want to get through the entire campaign. I'm going to continue posting videos on it until we get there, or until I just don't like the game anymore. But right now, Skyforge has me, man. Like, I am digging this game. I think the Ascension update was a dramatic success. But I know, there's going to be some people out there that are not happy with this update, but what can I say, man? All I know is that I've tried to play the game before, I didn't like it, and now I do. So, you know, it is what it is. And I really want to unlock some more of these other classes as well. So, Witch and Alchemist, and I don't know how to open those classes right now. I don't know if they're all behind a paywall or whatever, but I'm definitely going to try to figure it out. Right now, I really like Berserker, and this was a problem with the old system as well. I was not willing to go through that entire tree to unlock Berserker. I just wasn't. After I unlocked one class, I was like, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to get there and then the class suck and I'd be upset and be mad at the world that I wasted all that time. So I like the fact that they give you more classes to start off with. It's something they should have did before. I feel like there is a reasonable amount of classes now. Get grinded up, son. Get grinded up. Okay. Here we go. I want that sound effect to be a little bit more bold, guys. Skyforge, My.com, if you guys are listening, that finisher should be like the coolest move that you do, and it's not. Throw a bomb to his face. It takes those bombs do pretty good damage as well. Even my stun for my little pet does really good damage also. I love that. I love that. A freaking chainsaw sword, like seriously? And you always want to pick these little bombs up, throw them to his face. What are you doing here with this little blue thing? Should I step in it? Oh yeah, I also have this ability where I hold my right click then just kind of slam on the ground there. Lots of good stuff here. Ooh, all right, buddy. Look at that. So that's a move where if I'm knocked on the ground, I can press it and then jump up and smack him in the face. I am really liking this game, guys. Like, straight up. And it looks like also that the bosses aren't as spongy. Maybe because I'm a little powerful. Maybe that'll change a little bit later, but they don't feel as spongy as they used to feel. So that's that. So that is Skyforge, guys. Kind of my overall thoughts. Yeah, I'm going to be playing this game for quite a bit here, at least until Revelation Online comes out. So we'll probably play Skyforge until then, at least. And then we'll kind of reassess which MMO we're going to continue playing. Because My.com just pushed back the beta to Revelation Online. So, you know, why not play Skyforge here to kind of see, you know, see how My.com handles this game before we jump into another one here. Are these bugged? Aw, come on, Skyforge. Come on. Let's try that again. Are these? All right, there we go. All right, so like I said, I just defeated this mission right here. I'm gonna keep on rolling. And then this right here is my little skill tree for my Berserker. So like I said, the more you play it, the more abilities that you unlock. So this unlocks an attack that inflicts damage to an opponent. Weaker targets receive more damage if they're too far away. The character makes a leap before attacking. So I thought I had that already. What is this? Leap. Oh, cool. So I got Gladiator as well, with a 2-minute cooldown. Got it. All right. So anyway, so that's how you kind of unlock abilities for your Berserker. And on every stage, it seems, and I don't know if, and like I said, I'm so brand new to the game, I don't know why they're on these specific provinces. So right now in this first one, Satira, whatever, you have Chiromancer, you have Lightbender, and you have Paladin. I wonder if you use these classes on these specific provinces, do you get more points towards these skills or something? That might be a thing. I have no idea. I'm just totally making that up. But anyway, guys, I'm out. Once again, my name is FG3000. Jump into Skyforge, guys. I think there's no other MMOs really out right now. This one just did a dramatic change. I think we should reward developers for continuing to try to listen to feedback, trying to improve their game. MMOs are not a one and done. I know a lot of people out there will say, you know what, I played that MMO before, I'm never gonna touch it again. I think that's a little short-sighted. I think if a company really tries to win your business by dramatically changing the game, trying to update bugs and add features and do all these things, us as MMO players, we become very jaded, and we need to kind of undo that. If we want to have new MMOs and we want to have innovative things, we have to give the developers the time of day if they try to do something for us. So I think My.com has tried to captivate us. They've tried to bring us back to their game. Give it a try. Give it an hour. That's all. Just give it an hour. Anyway, guys, I'm out, and I'll see you next video. Later.